Does anybody know her name? Does she know I feel the same? Does anybody know her name? How does she feel? Does anybody know her name? Does she know I feel the same? Does anybody know her name? How does she feel? Does anybody know her name? Does anybody know? Does she know I feel the same? Does anybody know her name? Does anybody know? How does she feel? Does anybody know her name? Does she know I feel the same? Does anybody know her name? How does she feel?
Doesn't feel like yesterday. It feels so far away. Now you're gone out of my life. You're gone without a fight. Simple things take more heart to lay it down. Where would I start? These crazy days we ran the world. Sweeter moments, time stood still. It always seems impossible in the darkness of my mind. Together we're unstoppable. You forever light my skies. Chasing past and chasing you. When you're lost along the way, running on every cloud you get. I'm chasing yesterday. Running on every cloud you get. I'm chasing yesterday.
interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
It's been a long week, and I'm a little on edge. I think I need to call my friends. Somebody come save me. It's 5:01, and we can drink the night away. Pour a little bourbon for me and my friends, and we'll see how this story ends. We'll kick up some dust, cause a little scene, have a little good time drinking Kentucky gasoline. We ain't sorry, we're just having a little fun. We're drinking whiskey tonight, won't stop till the bottle's done. When the night is over at 6 a.m., I'll roll on home with a smile on my face. It felt like a good night, get a little crazy, let it all out and howl at the moon. My head is ringing like the plane has bells, and I can barely remember my name. Kick up some dust, cause a little scene, have a little good time drinking Kentucky gasoline. We ain't sorry, we're just having a little fun. We're drinking whiskey tonight, won't stop till the bottle's done. We're feeling alright, we'll turn it up and get down tonight. We're feeling alright, we'll turn it up and get loud tonight. Kick up some dust, cause a little scene, have a little good time drinking Kentucky gasoline. We ain't sorry, we're just having a little fun. We're drinking whiskey tonight, won't stop till the bottle's done. Kick up some dust, cause a little scene, have a little good time drinking Kentucky gasoline. We ain't sorry, we're just having a little fun. We're drinking whiskey tonight, won't stop till the bottle's done.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant
SCSRA live here at Dev Sports Cards Next Gen Series. We are kicking things off strong. Now, I know you guys are used to the Daytona 500, but that is not the case this season, as we have changed it. We are now running the Tammy Strong 500. So, and that is in support of Devin's mama, Miss Tammy. You've seen the banners. Well, tonight, the race dedicated to her. Tony Starch up in the booth, not catching cameras, so that's okay. He doesn't really talk that much anyway. Tonight, we've got 100 laps here at Daytona. Your stage, a little bit later than last night. Looks to be, well, I can never read it. 35 of 100 laps. And this is going to bring Speed Week to an end, which I know some people are pretty happy about. Remember, we got 1 minute to go until we grid. There is no qualifying tonight. And that's because of last week's duels. So the field is set. And these guys are ready to go to bring some exciting action. Again, we will have our multi-view active if we need it. And hopefully everything running smooth. We got Mr. Blake up in the booth. He's sitting here learning. He's watching screens. So if he wants to chime in, he's more than capable. He can do some talking. If he wants to sit and watch, he can sit and watch. Duvendak now running with Chris Akers down there in Starch Racing, so Tony Starch hired him as the team captain down there. Last night, man, what a night. Somehow Dev sneaks through, gets the win. Eddie Morris takes away a second with a crazy spin out. It was insane. Speed Week over for the trucks. You got to tune in to David Hartney. But let's get these engines started, because remember, there is no qualifying.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
And we are bringing it big screen, and we got Miss Tammy representing in the bottom corner. She'll be there all night. Shout out to Morris Customs, old Eddie Morris, pulling through and making one hell of a graphic for tonight's race. I'm kind of a huge fan of it, actually. And yes, Deb knows. Tammy has seen it. She loves it, so we love it. But huge field tonight. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we are going to find out quickly. As we're going to try to get up here with our leaders. And we're going to try to get into our grid as quick as possible. Starting row one, Mr. Trey Spears and Michael Wolf. Trey Spears not part of Starch Racing. But you know, Morris, Team Neon. Travis Burton, Mr. D. Wright. Ryan Gomes, not Starch Racing, so there's a file all jacked up here in the next gen, but that's okay. Ira, Zachary Cox. Billy Tithoff, Kevin Graham. Josh Hall, Derek De Silva. Cheeseburger Lawrence, David Hartney. Joe Wright, Justin Bell. Chris Akers, Adam St. John. Sylvain, Carlton Charles. Duvendak, Sharon Hill. There's two finalists in that Rookie of the Year and Final Four drivers. And Junior, Jake McCarty. Brett Merle, Balenciaga. Brad Young, Matt Allen. Blaze Richardson, he has been found. We've got Pizza on the track and Devin Zimmerman. Peyton Holland, Dalton Gibson, and Grayson Pate starting 35th, bringing up the rear a little bit. That's okay. As they make their way back around, somehow we actually got through that pretty quickly. Pace car diving off. Trey Spears, Michael Wolf looking to get things started. In the Geico restart zone, Trey Spears gets a good jump. He's got Devin Buccino on his tail. Wolf controlling the outside line. If you can't hear it, y'all let me know. If something needs adjusted, y'all let me know. This is technically our week 1. Last week's duel extremely quick. Let me know in the chat. Man, Bryce, that's rude. If someone takes out the 79. But yeah, if y'all need some adjustments, you need something heard, you let me know and we will get it taken care of. Hands will be flying if they take out the 79. Well, you know what? I could go with that. So we got the 79 protector in there. Let's get some pertinent information up. As Mr. D. Wright, hour later.
Line going into 3.
Oh, we got a wreck going on.
Chaos.
There you go,
He
Blake.
re-entered the track in turn 3. He re-entered the track in turn 3, and someone had to avoid him, and we have chaos.
And there is the caution. Man, that caution took a long time to come on out as old Billy Titoff over here involved, along with Brett Merle, Jake McCarty, Peyton Holland, Balenciaga, Brad Young, Blaze Richardson, Devin Zimmerman, Cheeseburger Lawrence, Cox, Carlton Charles, and Dalton Gibson. That's going to bring out our first caution of the night. And what's that mean? Replay time. Let's find out. If we click on old Billy here, it happens right in lap 2. You can see the track, and that's the 51 coming on. It throws the 79 into Jake McCarty. And someone must be getting the hands, because the 79 has taken some major damage. And I believe that starts with Zachary Cox. You can see he gets shoved down. And it starts with him going down and yet takes minimal damage coming through the grass.
That impacted a lot more cars, guys, than I saw at first. That's a big one. Pretty early. Really early.
And I think you're about to see a lot of fast repairs. As tough as these next gens are, I don't know if they're going to be able to take that much of a beating that early. But we're definitely going to see. Let's go back to our favorite screen here. We got our multi-view. Pit road going to be busy early. As you can see, we will keep an eye on the pits for you and try to make life a little bit easier. Oh, chaos on pit road. And we're going to have more damage happening to cars. This time it looks like Dalton Gibson, Billy Tithoff meet and each collect the 4X as they go turning into their pit box. And the 51 trying to get to his proper pit box. There he goes. Now I know last night Hartney had a little bit of issues, so I'm going to pull up our timing tower real quick. I want to give it a A once-over, Michael Wolf is our leader with D. Wright, Eddie Moore. So our names seem to be proper again. Trey Spears is the fastest lap. And with our caution, we'll head it to our first commercial of the night. And thank you to old Eddie Morris at Morris Customs, especially for tonight's graphic for the Tammy Strong 500. Well, Blake, looks like we're about to have a little top-off to include one of our final 4 next-gen drivers, Rob Duvendat, coming in. And the 51 coming in as well.
That thing looks beautiful. It's a gorgeous paint job he's got on that thing, but it is a rough start to this race he's been off to, I hate to say.
Michael Wolf, he's out there. He's running his new paint scheme. Painted, well, about 15 minutes before the session opened up. He's got that Domino's paint scheme. Chris Akers moved his way up to 7th already. Remember, he started in the back without the qualification last week. And our biggest mover of the night, down 15 spots, Devin Butchino. Down 23 spots, Billy Tidhoff. I guess it kind of helps if I shuffle out my board here and find our biggest mover. Chris Akers up 12, Peyton Holland up 22. So we have shuffled with the pits. You can see the lights are off on the pace car, and that's a, well, that's a sign of we are going green this time around. I put a little bit of work into some graphics last night. So as we go through our drivers, you'll be able to see, like Michael Wolf, he is from Ocala, Florida, and he is just a rookie. So as we pull him up, we'll keep an eye, and you can check out your favorite driver. Let us know in the chat who you should see.
You mentioned the lights going out on the pace car, guy. That's one of the most chilling moments to see in motorsports, the super speedway, and here they come with the thunder now, baby.
Man, and we are going green, and I'll tell you, it is hard to do in this league. They give you a +2, -2 on the restart, so Trey Spears is going to have to be very careful as his speed will be checked. Or actually, that was Wolf, speed checked. He got a huge run out there on that bottom line. Oh, Trey Spears tried to go high, thought about it, and then dove back down in front of D. Wright. And a surge coming on the outside, but we are going to caution once again. Oh, man, and this one's going to be another one that collects. This is going to start. Peyton Holland going to be involved. Justin Bell, Ira Kohlhaas, Sharn Hill, Blaze Richardson, Gomes, and Jr. And not the start they wanted here on Speed Week. And hoping it gets cleaned up quick. Let's see if we can see where this happens between Peyton.
Got out of line there, it looked like. He got hooked on the quarter panel there when they were trying to bump draft. Just a little bit of a racing incident, but those are deadly at Daytona.
They sure are. And with fast repairs, so limited. And being so early in the race, these guys going to have to be careful. Here's a good look of it. And round, Justin Bell goes. Now, the Pizza Man, we haven't been able to really check in on him in a season. The 18 back on the track. He's got Ryan Gomes, Cat 5.5. Gomes gives him a big hit. But Blaze does a really good job diving to the bottom. And for the most part, keeping that car safe. So I mentioned, you know what, let's go to, let's see if we can get up here towards the front. See if we can maybe meet some drivers here. We'll throw up our onboard. We won't head to commercial again because, well, you get that many commercials and you start to get tired of it.
I'll tell you, as many accidents as we've had early in this race, it's good to get kudos to the guys up front here, running clean, running hard. 22 looks like he's got a couple hot pies he's trying to get across town here. He's not interested in giving up that number one spot.
No, and I can't say that I blame him here. So you're going to have Michael Wolf. He's going to be your leader. We'll get his info loaded up as we see it's missing. Does not belong to a team, though. Trey Spears, not part of Starch Racing. We got to get his graphic all switched around. Run Starch on Tuesday nights. Mr. D. Wright is part of Neon. Travis Burton. Jacob Greenlee, Season 8 rookie. Chris Akers, another rookie. Derek De Silva, another rookie. If you're starting to see a trend, Peyton Holland, another rookie. Ira Kohlhaas, another rookie. Brett Merle, 2 career wins. Eddie Morris, 19 career wins, 2 championships. Adam St. John, a rookie. Devin Butchino, 53. It's now 54 after last night. 7 championships. Sylvain, he's finished 3rd. Sharn Hill, 2 wins. No longer a rookie. Justin Bell, a rookie. David Hartney, 1 win, and it was the Daytona last season. Looks to repeat here at the Tammy Strong 500. Gomes, he's gotten 2nd twice. Kevin Graham on that motion rig, finished 3rd. Zimmerman, he's got 1 win. Josh Hall, he's finished 2nd twice, looking for his first win. Brad Young, he's finished 5th. Joe Wright, he's got 3 wins. Cheeseburger Lawrence, he's got his win. Matt Allen, he's finished 2nd. Zachary Cox. Carlton Charles. Rob Duvendak, finished 2nd, was a Final Four last season, still running the playoff banner. And somehow Ryan Gomes kind of got back in my way, fell backwards. Justin Bell. Billy Tithoff. Zachary Cox. And Blaze Richardson. Oh, I'm missing 2. Let's go to old Jake McCarty. And then Balenciaga. So we'll give them a little bit of shout out. We worked on them. We see a little bit of issues with the graphics. We'll get them all switched out. And I'm not quite sure why Duvidak is calling me.
I will say that the comment there, people got them first jitters, is on point, but I do think that our first incident, we had a little bit of a lag issue there with the 51. It really did appear to me as if he was popping up and popping off the track there, even on pit road. So that might have been the issue there for the first caution.
All right, and we have a Chris Akers Discord issue. So I'll be right back. I'm going to leave you to, well, I won't be able to hear you. So we're going to go mute it. I think we're about to go green again, though. And we are, of course.
Looks like you guys are stuck with me for a few minutes while a guy handles some issues.
They won't be able to hear any of us because I'm gonna have.
Oh, I see.
Well, and I don't. And we are back to green racing. And I'm going to mute myself real quick, and I will be right back as I go try to figure out this Discord issue, but we'll keep it live. All right, we're back, and we definitely have some Discord lockups as I can't talk in some of the channels, and, well, that's not good when you're the broadcaster, but these guys can't talk as well. That's okay. I don't need to talk to anybody.
I hate to be a Debbie Downer guy, but I can't see the stream at the moment.
Oh, you know what? Let me get you back up and running. It's because I went and switched channels, and I said I can't do that, and I did it to you anyway. But really good running by these guys up front. As able to finally settle down. We knew, you saw it when I showed, we have a ton of rookies here. And those rookies are going to have to learn how to drive together. And so far, those jitters and that rookie not running together, it's showing. But I'll tell you what, there's a veteran rookie out there that I'm very familiar with. And if watching our broadcast, you know this man can run super speedways. The 21 of Chris Akers. So as we go live, if you got the stream up, I'm going to let you call it for a second. I'm not leaving, but I'm going to move some guys around in Discords because they are locked.
Yes, sir. There's a good bump drafting going into the turn 3 here. Top line dominating. The guys up front are doing a real good job of keeping the cars lined up there. Like everybody might have settled down in general through the whole pack, because I'll tell you what, you asked me about 10 minutes ago, I'd have rather stuck my head in a beehive than to sit about 10th, 15th in this race. Our leader has disappeared. There he goes. This may just be an issue on my end.
No, he's definitely doing a little flashing end. I saw it as you saw it, as Michael Wolf did flash in and out.
This high line's really doing well, but they've got to watch it there. They're getting pretty close from first to third. Some blocking going on. Good job, everybody. Good job as they come back to the start-finish line. Low line going to get a run into turn 1. It does not appear so. At 3 and at 84 are in danger. They need help. Somebody's coming down. Low line has 7 cars deep. Looks like they were really lined up and committed to the line at the moment. 3 trying to make a run back down. He's got a run now. He's got some momentum. Can't quite get up to the door of the leader at the moment. That top side is really, really moving.
Man, and they are moving with the quickness. Trey Spears, shocking because the 84 of Wright, we know, is a hell of a pusher. So Trey Spears is going to have his hands full. And behind him, well, you've got Eddie Morris. And we know what Eddie Morris brings to the table in the SCSRA. 2 cars back, our reigning champion, Devin Butchino. That outside line, though, definitely showing a lot of that Daytona speed. Oh, and Midnight making a quick move to the bottom. And that's Peyton Holland. It looks like he's now going to slide back up into the high side.
See if the 3 can do what the 88 did earlier. '88 got door already. They're going to go in double wide here in turn 3. 2 wide. I don't know why I said double wide. I guess they got the trailer park on the
Them
line.
old double wide trailers.
Yes, sir.
Man, in a good side-by-side view, they come around. It's only a matter of time before one of these guys tries to push it 3 wide. I think they're going to settle, though. Stage is going to come up here at lap 35. I think we're going to see a little bit of settling. Until that stage gets a little closer, they'll probably race for those points. And then from there, well, we'll see. We'll see how they settle in the long run.
That one was almost dangerous. Third in line there on the top, stepped out a bit, came back down, did not catch 21. 21 looking for it. These guys really have settled in. I'm really impressed with some of the patience that I'm seeing, staying in line, really getting these runs here on the leader. But it looks like once you get that top spot, these guys are experienced enough. They can manage both lines pretty well.
And looks like you got it right, brother. He's going to jump to the outside line. Looked like to be Joe Wright. He's going to try to get up there with his neon teammates. Whoa, D-Wright almost comes up into that high line. Quickly sucks it back down. And you do have a pretty good-sized pack who have fallen off pace. Right behind, I see Duvendak back there. He's one of the last cars on this lead. And Ira Kohlhaas, those 2 guys. So Zimmerman, Justin Bell, Tithoff, Blaze Richardson, Grayson Pate, Jake McCarty, they are lost the pack and trying to make some moves to catch back up. And 15 laps to go until our stage break. Last week was a luxuries. These guys only ran half of tonight's race. And fast repairs. Well, we said they're going to be important. Well, who's used them, who hasn't? And shockingly, Justin Bell has used a fast repair. Jake McCarty, Balenciaga, and Brad Young. Only 3 drivers having to use fast repairs after 2 pretty big wrecks.
Yeah, those were 2 pretty big wrecks indeed, and it's a surprising number. But I do want to just call out again Michael Wolf here, still holding a pretty wheel. Up there on the high side, being patient, hasn't left that top 3 or 4 all night. With you guys up there like that, but man, I'm really enjoying watching that guy right now. He's got it all together. He's holding a pretty wheel.
Definitely Trey Spears. He's well, he's trying to battle right now. Trey Spears getting pushed by Wright up there in the lead. And man, I've been pushed by a Wright brother. You feel the effects of it. They push hard. And they push you through the turn. They'll push you. They're going to make sure. They're going to make sure that you can hold on to that wheel steadily. As Peyton Holland still controlling the outside line. Wolf trying to push Peyton Holland. I don't know if you're Holland, though. If you come down, your outside line's been quicker. As we'll ride right now inside the car of old Trey Spears.
Oh, that's a tight one right there. He's all over the back bumper, the 3, even in the middle of the corner. Trying to get through there. Trying to keep him up front. Ooh, he's not going to hold that spot. There he comes again, though. We're going to see a block. Or is that line going to stay together?
And it looks like Peyton's going to stay up in that high line. He's going to stay up there with Wolf pushing. And when, I'll tell you, when that 84 sees these guys starting to get a run, he's only going to push the 3 harder and harder. Trey Spears, hold on. You're about to have a ride.
Yeah, getting to know this league and then getting to understand some of the legends around here. I'm really impressed. And like you say, it looks like those Wright brothers, boy, they don't play around. They like to fly. So.
And surrounded by a ton of rookies, it is going to make for an interesting season, especially as we head to some of these mile-and-a-halfs where we saw such great racing last season. They're going to look to rebound and repeat. But right now, they are on a 20-lap stint, most of these drivers. So we know what that's going to bring. Our multi-view will be going active here shortly if we need it. We are watching pit road. It looks like Brad Young has already gone in. Well, that was on lap 15. That was a long time ago. But we've had no incidents since lap 15. It's been quiet for 10 laps. And if this stays green, we are going to be going with a green flag pit stop. I don't think they're going to have the gas to make it to the stage.
Flash it on the high side up there a few rows back. Watch that. Make sure it doesn't turn in anything. Looks like we're good. I believe that was the 5 that flashed just momentarily. We're all good.
That might have been the, the 5 of Sharn Hill. And I'll tell you, you got to be careful. Sharn Hill had some connection issues last season. Didn't really affect them too much, but it is something to watch out for. Is look at this bottom line now, starting to gap in front of Peyton. Right. Coming back down.
I believe we almost had a thing right there. It looked like it might have been a little bit closer than we wanted to believe going into turn 1 on the high side.
Well, we might not be as close to these pit stops as we think. With all these guys up in that high line, they're running a 75% fuel, so they'll probably go about 28, 27. It's got to be getting there. You'll know as these guys start to make their way into the bottom line. But right now, Trey Spears getting a little break, maybe shaking the hands out a little bit. He gets to be the 3rd car in line as Mr. Wright has gotten behind his teammate, Eddie Morris. And Eddie, hold on. D. Wright's giving you some pushing.
Oh, he goes into the wild blue yonder into turn 1 with that 84.
I once went
Good
into
run
the
coming
wild
off
blue
too
yonder.
as well. Sorry about that, guy. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh man, I said I once went into the wild blue yonders. That's the old theme song of the United States Air Force.
There you go, brother. Thank you for your service.
I appreciate it. And you'll see all 4 leagues that, well, all leagues that we broadcast, they are major supporters of our veterans. So we definitely appreciate that. Good look as we're right up on the wall there on that camera angle. Here at the Tammy Strong 500. We are rattling. And these cars definitely have calmed down. But if you look, our backpack, which was starting, that Blaze Richardson, Justin Bell, Tidhoff, they are starting to lose more and more. And it looks like the 78 is completely off pace by himself. So that could be trouble for him. Akers dropping to the bottom. He's going to try to get to the back bumper of old Eddie Morris. Oh, Wolf going to drop down. He's going to take the lead from Eddie Morris. David Hartney, he's made his way back up. He's still running that F cancer. Butchino playing it safe back there in 17th. I don't expect to see him back too much longer. Is on the road this week, so out of his comfort zone.
We are still early. This is all still very embryonic right now, guys, but we're getting to the point where if some things don't shake up, there are a couple guys who are going to end up dominating this race by being up front the whole time. As I say that, Michael Wolf slows down and falls back.
Oh, he is kind of trapped. He has fallen way to the back, and that might be a strategy to let these boys out in front try to link up, but Wolf does not have teammates. So I'm going to have to look in the Discord. I believe he does not have the teammates, so we're going to have to check it out. Usually you see a guy drop back, things are starting to get hairy. But with only a few laps to go into the stage, you would have expected him to stay up there and get these stage points. A huge, long run here, though, after 2 quick cautions to start tonight. As we are at 70 laps to go. And that Reese 21 getting into the back bumper of Peyton Holland. As they go for stage points, you've got Team Neon on the bottom. You've got 3 Neon drivers to include Hartney. And Joe Wright, not D Wright, they've swapped out. And Eddie Morris. Trey Spears and Ryan Gomes also teammates. And of course, Carlton texting and driving. Oh, we've got some trouble. Look in the back with Duvendak and folks. There's some shuffling going on. And have they lost the pack? I believe they have, and that has reigning champion Devin Butchino, Final Four driver Rob Duvendak. But it's okay because we are going to caution and bring this field back together. The only one in true danger here, Brad Young. As this field closing quickly, he is trying to maintain. Already 8 laps down, doesn't want to go 9. Balenciaga would be our lucky dog. Ooh, D Wright is a lap down. Not quite sure what happened to D. Jake McCarty's a lap down. So it would be D Wright or Jake McCarty would actually be our lucky dog. And the Wright brothers had moments of domination last night in the Truck Series. And at other times, they were just the victims of some bad luck and involved in more than one wreck. It's now Joe Wright and Eddie Morris trying to race this thing to stage 1 completion. And here's that lap traffic. Brad Young. Sticking it as high as he can on this wall.
I believe he got the wall.
I think so. As I said, he was sticking it. I'm pretty sure I saw a little paint and marble go running all over the place. Oh, and this looks Michael Wolff.
What's going on with the Wolfman here?
Oh, Hartney, Josh Hall, and Trey Spears collecting some incident points here. As Joe Wright going to come to the line. 2 seconds after, it looks like you're going to have Joe Wright, Chris Akers, Travis Burton, Carlton Charles, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence, Zachary Cox, Eddie Morris, Josh Hall, and David Hartney, your top 10. Well, that is going to bring out a stage caution. We're going to get up there with Mr. Joe Wright. We're going to try to get his info there. I do not like this chat on there. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like Hartney put a chat on there for me, and I don't like it. So we're going to hide it. It was throwing me off. I can't look at Joe Wright's name. Joe Wright going to come in. Once he gets through the pit, we will get him up here for a little interview. And we'll be right back. We're going to head to a quick commercial and hear from our league sponsor. All right, we're going to come back real quick before I get right in. You see I'm pitting right now. I'll tell you what, I'll pull up the multi-view, but we're going to go take a look. This happened on lap 35. David Hartney, Josh Hall, and Trey Spears. Boom, little contact there. And somehow they kept that green. And you can see the contact coming. And then after the caution, a big wreck with Peyton Holland, Jacob Greenlee, Trey Spears, Sharon Hill. There's cars going everywhere, and that is a big hit to Peyton Holland.
What has happened there? Somebody has just made an egregious mistake, and I need to see it again to see exactly who it was.
I agree. You see Holland. Oh, and he's going to get
completely
rear-ended.
stopped. He's completely stopped there in the track.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Oh,
Who is that?
That was Peyton Holland stopping in front of Jacob Greenlee, and Greenlee not able to avoid it, and it collects Spears, Hill, Ira Gomes, and Brad Young. Those guys cut through the grass. But, man, I saw that as they were coming around, and I said, man, we have a little bit of wrecking going on.
A damn shame.
Some definite damage they didn't need to take. Let me see if I can actually get Mr. Wright in here. Maybe. Okay, well, I can't do it that way. I'll be right back. I'm going to go interview him real quick. I can't drag him down. The booth is in the Team Neon Racing. Looking for Mr. Joe Wright. You got a copy?
Top guy.
Well,
yeah,
man, I would drag you down, but I have no abilities to drag people now.
No worries.
So, after I leave, you can yell at Hartney. I'm going to blame him, but it's not him. But, man, heck of a rebound from last night. This is your
last
specialty.
night was terrible, so tonight at least getting that is good. We'll see what happens in the next 60 laps.
Well, the good news is this is your specialty, and you've been up front all night. You gave some great pushing. You took some great pushing. You were up there with teammate Eddie Morris. I know he's in here listening. You guys were controlling lines, and, man, just able to get it done. What's the plan going forward here?
I mean, this thing is dependent on your teammates, and these guys have done it all night long so far. We just need Dave to not blow his car up again, and we'll be all right.
That's it. And some cautions, some major accidents happened under caution. It looked like most of you guys were able to avoid it. But, man, tough break for David Hartney. He's all right now. He's back out there. Team Neon, let's see if you guys can have a repeat of last night as we saw Devin Butchino get another win and Eddie Morris take a big second spinning across. But heck of a job out there, man. I'm glad your night's going better than last night. We know this is your specialty. Continue to put on a great show.
Hey, thanks, buddy. I hope you enjoy.
Man, I plan on it. And then I'm going to fix Discord after this. All right,
Later.
guys. Good luck.
Yes.
All right. And we are back in the actual booth. Let me see. I'm going to do a little bit of, let me get my screen back shared to you because every time I leave, I know it messes you up. So normally what happens is I'm able just to pull a driver down. I don't have that capability tonight, so I'm not quite sure what happened. So now I have to leave, and every time I leave, then Blake can't see, and we lose him in audio. Well, we're dealing with it. Blake, who you going with tonight? We've made it through stage one. Who's your favorite going forward?
Well, my favorite is the sandwich I was eating, but my second favorite has got to be the boss man there in that 43 and that beautiful paint job. I was going with the Wolf Man. Something's happened to him. I'm going with the boss man now.
Going to the 43 of old David Hartney. And tell you what, Hartney, we heard it in the interview. He blew his motor, so he's got it back up and running. Me, I'm going to go with the ASR crowd, and I'm going to pick Chris Akers out there in front. If he can get Rob Duvendak to catch up to him, they're going to be a force to reckon with. But, man, you're going to learn quickly. This is a super speedway. You can never count out a Wright brother at a super speedway. As we did go back green, and as we left off, you've got Joe Wright on that high side. Chris Akers chilling on the bottom line, getting some big pushes by Travis Burton. And let's see, I'm going to try to get this camera real quick. Let's see if I can get it into a screenshot, because I saw a little Travis Burton here. He's got a pretty little Midnight Motorsports paint scheme going on. I love those colors. And the car looks good.
A lot of good-looking cars out here tonight. I think this is one of the most stylish leagues I've ever seen in my life. Really good paint schemes, some throwbacks to some NASCAR schemes, and some real creative stuff as well.
Man, and surprisingly, most of them got their banners on. You're going to see the different colored banners. So Duvendak's actually rocking a playoff banner. He's there in that green. He'll change that after tonight. Looks like he got a couple playoff banners. Looks like Junior also running one. And then you look at Devin Butchino and Eddie Morris. They're running that veteran blue. And all those red banners. That is going to be your rookie class. And I'll tell you, between the trucks and the NextGen, that rookie class is intense. There's a ton of them. And they are putting on a show for us.
Absolutely. Some of the veterans mixed in. Seem to be rubbing off on them as the race goes longer. Everybody's getting more and more patient, stable. Everything's going to be fine here for about 40, 50 more laps. And then we'll go right back to how we started, and it'll all come full circle as it always does at a super speedway.
Man, you can't say it any better. We know this thing will never finish without wrecks. So I don't think you'd have the excitement of a super speedway if it did.
That's why they have them on the schedule.
I'll tell you, Chris Akers, Mr. Burton, They're having a pretty good link up right now. They got Cheeseburger Lawrence and Joe Wright. And it is all cloudy skies ahead for Chris Akers. Now, we've had a couple lap leading changes. Peyton Holland, he's led 10. Michael Wolf, 11. Trey Spears led 4. D. Wright led 2 tonight. Eddie Morris led 5. Zachary Cox 1. Joe Wright has 5. And now Chris Akers is at 5. So they are looking to grab those points. Each one already getting a 1 point for leading 1 lap. And then remember, points are going to be on the line for the most laps led. That top line, though, has kind of lost a little speed. And I say that until one of these bottom drivers decides they want to move up.
Looks like that 51's come full circle in a way. He's up there leading that top side after all those early incidents. He's bounced back very nicely. Haven't seen him flashing at all. You got Marvin Martian. Isn't that guy's name from Looney Tunes on the hood, down the side? Beautiful looking car.
Man, that is old Marvin the Martian. And right now, old Marvin the Martian getting pushed by Carlton Charles, keeping off his phone. I'm proud of you, buddy. Good things happen when Carlton stays off his phone and stays out of the chat. And now that's Peyton Holland. Remember, he blew up that front end at that caution break.
I'm sorry, guy, but do we have anybody who's used all their quick repairs yet?
Well,
or do we still have everybody?
Oh, we've had a couple. Remember, you're only going to get one in this league. So Brad Young, he's out. Balenciaga, he doesn't have any. Ira has none. Jake McCarty, Greenlee. D. Wright doesn't have one. Justin Bell has lost his. Sharn Hill. And you know, in the interview, old Joe Wright said David blew up his car. And I automatically thought it was David Hartney because we had looked where Hartney was involved in a wreck. Right before then, I thought David Hartney, man, got that 4X, must have blown his motor. It was not David Hartney. It was David Wright, his brother. So where we call David Wright D. Wright, Joe Wright actually calls him by his name. So, and you're going to see that a lot. We got brothers all over. You got Merle brothers. You got Wright brothers. You've got Gomes brothers. There are brothers everywhere. Oh, and McCarty's. Can't forget them.
Gotta love it.
You got father, sons. You got Likens running around. So when they say the SCSRA is a family, man, they mean it. And it's funny, these guys can curse each other mid-race, and then as soon as they get into the haulers and they're in that pit road celebrating and having fun, it all kind of goes away.
Sorry. Seven trying to bet his best to get that 51 up there. The high line needs some help, it looks like. 21 is doing a fantastic job down there. Leading that low line. They are all stacked up perfectly. All the momentum is exactly the way you'd want it to be. You got a little bobbing and weaving back there in the back on the top, but finally got a little support. And nothing yet coming out of 2. The 21 still leads.
Well, the good news for that Marvin the Martian on the outside, he's got Sharn Hill, Rookie of the Year and Final Four driver, and champion Devin Butchino coming on that high side with him now. So he is getting a little help. Carlton, though, is doing a great job pushing him up here.
Yeah, we got a good run going now, eh?
Carlton going a little bit high. Oh, he's going to come down, make contact with Sharn Hill. Sharn Hill smartly lets out of the gas. Doesn't want to bring out a caution.
Kind of ruined that momentum there, getting out of line a little bit. It's a lot harder than it looks going around these super speedways, though, for anybody watching who may have never done a sim race before in a league or even just in a lobby on one of these super speedways. It is a lot harder than it looks with that momentum and having to get off and having to stay in line and be patient.
Man, and what a lot of viewers, they've got to understand is these drivers are starting to look left and right as you see Devin Butchino in the high line by himself. So now we're in a 3-wide situation with Hartney, Carlton, Charles, Butchino. And Butchino going to get some help up there. These guys are ready to go. Butchino going to have to be careful.
End up in a suck hole.
Yeah, as you see, the 51 smartly diving down. Sees a big hole behind Ryan Gomes in the Cat 5.5. And he's going to take it. Now Butchino going to have to get to the bumper of Carlton Charles if he wants any chance for a line to start. And the lap traffic coming up.
There comes Hartney on the top.
And you said the boss man. I'll tell you, he would love to repeat and get his second win. Last year, he won this thing under caution as they used every green-white checkered, and Hartney survived it to the end. He's going to get to the bumper of his teammate, Joe Wright. And there's my buddy, the 99, Rob Duvendak, trying to get to his teammate, Chris Akers.
Highline's healthy now, baby. They've passed the whole thing, and Hartney is pushing now in second place, leading the bottom line behind the leader. Well, that's all shaking out a little bit differently now, but we're seeing a lot of good racing here.
Oh, we got one turned.
No!
Whoa, the one got jacked and turned, and that looked like Pizza Man. Pizza Man taking some damage, and unfortunately, D. Wright involved. He used his fast repair.
It's going to be curse of the commentator on me. As I was talking about Wolfman being one of those guys, you know. Oh, you're talking about Pizza Man here. I'm getting them confused because Wolfman's got the Domino's.
Well, you got Pizza Man with the 18. That's Blaze Richardson. We're going to get back here and take a look. And the bump into the 79. The 79 gone. And it freaks Blaze out, and he just gets hit by D. Wright. And, man, that was the blink of the 79, Billy Tithoff, who took no... Oh, did he get it? He got a 4X there. But watch this bump.
Hey, D. Wright.
And gone. When that screen goes black, he is gone.
And D. Wright didn't need that either after blowing a motor earlier.
No, he took a little damage here, but I think he's going to be good. I think he should. I don't see a meatball. Blaze Richardson, he's going to fast repair. Now, we said Blaze Richardson, Pizza Man. Let me see if I can get to his car real quick. It doesn't usually look this bad. Let's get it back when it looked a little... Well, maybe it does always look this bad. Dang it, Blaze, you're out of touch. But you can see he's got pizza all over that thing. We always joke that...
That's a good-looking ride.
Well, it might have started as a good-looking ride. It's had a rough night.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And I see why you call him Pizza Man. I've learned my lesson. I won't confuse him again. But I am hoping to see the Wolfman get back up to the front here again. But we got pit stops. Kicking it over to you.
They do, as Brian Merle going to be coming in. Joe Wright, Robert Duvidak, Hartney, Sharn Hill, Chris Akers. The entire field should be coming in. Looks like a few are going to stay out. And we'll try to figure out. I don't think this is going to be a strat to flip a field by any means. It's going to be Dalton Gibson and folks. They're going to be looking to try to get some laps back. As our board's shuffling out. And pit road pretty clean that time around. Now with Tammy Strong, I think it's only right we go and try to find old boss man. Where is David Hartney's car? The 43 with that F cancer. So he has that nobody fights alone. And we have made it past halfway. And our fourth caution, one being a stage. Well, we're going to take the opportunity. We're going to go hear from another one of our sponsors, our Thursday night show with David Hartney. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. We're playing with a little bit of settings. I was trying to figure out why the teams weren't popped up. Well, it's because last night I gave everybody these crazy driver images trying to get their teams over to the right and never put in the right file. So here's what it is. We'll figure it out as we go. They're getting situated. Brett Merle out in front. M&M Racing making their presence with David Hartney going to be starting on the outside. Pace car pulling off, and look who's up there. Starch Racing. I know he's happy to see this. The 99 and the 21 pulled over from ASR. These guys, plenty of hours together. We'll see if they can do something special here. But again, you've got Neon, the team to beat, on that outside line.
And not a great start there, not a great restart for the outside line. But then the 21 jumps up to help, and he jumped back down. I am a very unlucky commentator. But he was giving that high side a good push there for a second, and now here you go. The low line is got all the momentum again.
Well, Devin Butchino may have just put a hole in that momentum, taken some of the air up and put a big hole in it. He's going to jump up with his teammates. And Tony Starch might have to see what his two guys can do for him. Well, we got flashing, and that's Sylvain going in and out. You saw the marbles. There's marbles everywhere.
Yeah.
Side by side.
Right. We made it through. Yeah. Sorry about that, guy. Go ahead, brother.
Well, that high side's got a little bit of air gap. You've got three neon drivers up there together, but they've got looks like Burton in between them. There's that who's on that outside line there? Whoa, Butchino with a big aggressive down, goes below yellow. He sees that outside line just not moving.
There's not enough cars in it. I mean, you got to go with. Sometimes it's winning wrong.
Well, and I'll tell you, they've got 45 laps to go. They just pit. I think they're going to go into fuel consumption here, try to stretch this as long as they can, and that might be the reason we don't have as many cars in that high line right now.
Yeah, and if you can get there in a longer line, whichever line that happens to be right now, it's the bottom, and you can get several cars back, you can save you a lot of gas.
Yeah, I always say that fourth car is usually the best car you've got. You've got your leader who's burning the most. Your pusher's burning the second most. The third car is really trying to keep the momentum going. And then that fourth car can kind of sit back and throttle off a little bit.
Yeah, get the push and get the pull.
You get a little both, and that's going to be it for Zachary Cox. That's where he's sitting right now.
It's amazing to see how he turned his race around, really. I mean, from causing the first caution, whether it was his fault or whether it was a bit of lag, to back to where he is now, that 51 has been really impressive today.
The champion puts up the fastest lap of the night as we caution again. This time going to involve Matt Allen, the Aussie, St. John, Mr. Grayson Pate, and Carlton Charles. What happens? This is in the back. Ooh, and a big hit. Round and round goes Matt Allen. And that's going to be St. John. Oh, did St. John maybe come down?
Yeah, I didn't see that the first time, but I think I saw it like you did on the replay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, St. John just breaks loose, and it might have been the push that broke his nose loose a little bit. Let's see, he's got Pate behind him. No, there is no contact there. He just kind of drifts down and hits Matt Allen.
It looked like maybe, did he get tagged? I can't even even understand what happened there, to be honest. I mean, he's obviously gotten loose. It's not intentional, but something's happened there. Not been tagged or anything. He was way off him. It just looks like maybe he got loose. Maybe I don't know.
It happened maybe right in that
tri-oval. You got more insight than I do.
It might have happened right in that tri-oval, hit a little bit of bend, but man, that was an odd one. And you're right, you don't see that all the time. You don't see it often. And just an unlucky break for Matt Allen, St. John. Carlton Charles and Grayson Pate also going to take some damage there. Merle, still our leader. Duvendak. So if you're Rob Duvendak, you're kind of hoping that Merle goes up high. That would give him Chris Akers behind him, and he's going to want that. But if you're Merle in M&M Racing, I think you stay on this bottom side. You know you've got guys behind you who can push. Whoa, and I say it, here comes Starch Racing to the pits. And the top-offs, let's get it in the multi-view. Pits are open. Interesting that Merle, man, he did not pit. They kind of let him out there. And you saw they let Brett Merle get past that cone and then immediately dove into the pits.
They yeeted them things in there, son.
Couple guys did stay out, though. This is going to be
51.
interesting.
We got 40 to go here when they come back around. We're starting to get into crunch time. We're not there yet, obviously, but this is going to be one of those important pit stops with, the guys who stayed out having the track position, these guys on fresh tires and what have you, coming up through the field. But still really impressed with the 51, the 11. Just anxious to see what they can do here and how they're going to break it down with their pit strategy coming home.
Well, Chris Akers, Rob Duvendak, Eddie Morris, and the rest of Team Neon, that's who went in aggressively there. They came pretty quickly down pit road at last second. They are now currently sitting 11th, so your top 10 did not pit there. Interesting strategy, try to flip the field, and hopefully they can pit under caution, or else those 10 cars are going to be coming sooner.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. Like, 11th place is not far back at all. So,
and we've seen the speed of those guys we just named off. It's going to be tough to keep them back.
Speed and aggression, especially with the Wright brothers. And so if I'm the 51 on the 11, is that a Skull Bandit car right there in 36? I'm nervous. I don't like it.
I'm definitely rethinking my strategy of not pitting here.
Oh, it's not a Skull Bandit car, but it definitely kind of looked like it for a second to me. Sorry about that.
The old Skull Bandit paint scheme. I know one driver. We had one. I think it's ASR. I think it's, well, Schroeder runs Jets. There's one guy, though, that runs a Skull car. I always mix him up with Schroeder.
Just a bit off topic. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in the world, celebrity or not, is Harry Gant. My uncle and my grandfather, me being from Talladega, once got to meet him in the infield at Talladega on his farewell tour, and he invited him in his hauler and sat there and talked to him for a good 45 minutes about cars. It's just a wonderful human being, Harry Gant.
Man, that is awesome. And being from Talladega, you're from one of the biggest super speedways and best we got.
Yes, sir. I've seen a lot of cool things. As I referenced earlier, one of the most bone-chilling moments in motorsports, seeing the lights go off on that pace car, and then the next lap he comes in and he takes that deep dive into pit road on turn 4 in Talladega, and here they come, buddy.
Man, I'll tell you what, and both being from pretty big race towns, I mean, you got Talladega with the super speedways, and I grew up in home of the Andretti, so the Indy cars, and Nazareth Speedway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got a little action there, and man, I'll tell you what, you're right. It was always good. Sometimes you still see Mario walking around. He'll go to church on Christmas. Also, as big of a celebrity, one of the nicest guys you can meet.
I have heard this. About the entire Andretti family. They're humble and just very wonderful people.
Man, so we got 40 laps to go. We're going to be under 40 as they come this time around. The pace car going to go off. And this thing's going to be interesting as, look, Blaze Richardson, after that big turn that we saw, he's made his way into the third row. He's up here now.
Pizza Man. He's the one that had the hot pies.
Man, you got Pizza Man, and he's getting pushed by a Burger Man. You got old Cheeseburger Lawrence.
We're all lying if we're not rooting for the cheeseburger, man.
Well, it's nice to see Cheese out here. He doesn't get the races often. He usually works around this time. But being summer, Cheese is here.
Well, come on, cheeseburger. Make it count.
And you can already see Duvendak and Akers. So that tells you how far back those guys that pit went. Butchino looks like he just dove to the bottom side. He did to link up with teammate Eddie Morris. Oh, Wright's going to come down in front of David Hartney. David Hartney may have been checking up the bottom line a little bit, allowing those teammates to get inside. 40 laps, you know there's going to be different pit strategies here to finish this thing off. We'll see which teams go in. If they stay green, we may see some separation in the field.
The spacing on that top side, the low line's got a litany of cars in it, but the 5 tries to change it and he drops into the suck hole. Goodbye, 5.
The pizza man leaves Sharn Hill out to dry. Blaze Richardson said, well, you may have been Rookie of the Year last year, and I wasn't here to celebrate with you, but I'm going to show you a thing. And he takes that position away from Sharn Hill.
I mean, growing up a Casey Kane fan, that is eerily similar to every super speedway I watched Casey Kane run ever. Stuck in the middle. That was hard to watch.
Lucky break, though, for Sharn Hill. He doesn't lose too much ground.
Yeah, he tucks back in there nicely. He's going to have a chance here still. And, of course, we're only a bit past halfway. There's still a lot of racing to go. You can still get back to the front here.
Well, Brent Merle just made himself a big move. He went from bottom to top. Whoa, Blaze Richardson comes to the bottom. He's going to bring Brent Merle with him. Cheeseburger Lawrence now going to be coming up. And it looks like that's going to be Josh Hall making his appearance up here. He's going to be the second car, and we're under caution.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys under the yellow line there. Just something kind of happened around the middle of the pack. I didn't see anything.
Well, I see Peyton Holland. You see Peyton Holland, Adam St. John, Jake McCarty, Billy Tithoff, Charles Balenciaga, Brad Young, and Michael Wolf. All going to be involved.
And now I can make that. Oh, goodness gracious.
Whoa, Jake McCarty. What happens? A big checkup. McCarty hits, and behind him, St. John cannot stay off the rear bumper.
Son of a preacher, man. That's terrible. Ooh, every time you see it.
Let's put this in this far chase, because I think we're going to have a pretty good angle of Jake McCarty. You see the checkup. He goes to the bottom, and the 52 just cannot get off of him. You saw the lockup.
Yeah, the 4 looked like he slowed down quite a bit there. 52 didn't really quite have anywhere to go, though he tried to, and then we just had something that unfortunately looked eerily similar to something we all saw in real life too many years ago. That was awful to see, even in a video game right there. Especially at this track. That was very reminiscent.
It was a huge hit, and McCarty definitely going to the pits, and Balenciaga does a really good job trying to get down. Brad Young going to get collected. There's just nowhere for him to go, and barely makes contact with the 79. I expected it to be a lot worse for Young.
Yeah.
Finally, Michael Wolf.
Go ahead, brother.
Oh, Michael Wolf, he, gets through it pretty unscathed as well. Good job by those guys in the back.
Reticent to call him involved. I think he got tagged a little bit. But I'll tell you another more recent incident that kind of reminds you of that wasn't quite so tragic. Nowhere near as tragic as Blaney hit the wall like that pretty recently and walked away from it with the modern secure safety protocols and measures. And we were all scared when that one happened too. It's just something that happens at Daytona there. And, it's just tough to watch.
And Jake McCarty definitely takes the brunt of this. Well, a lot of those safety protocols put in because of Dale Sr. And I'll tell you, it has definitely changed the sport and for the better.
Absolutely. There are so many times we could have lost people, and we didn't since 2001. And a couple of times that we did, obviously. But it's you look at a sport like F1, who they lose somebody still every few years, and it's very tragic. But obviously got a lot to do with the style of car they run. And but you're correct. I mean, we can watch this type of racing in real life on a video game now. Either way, with a lot more security as fans, knowing that we're probably not going to see anything like that in NASCAR ever again.
No, and good thing for that. So we have a thing around here. Well, I have a thing. Hartney doesn't. I don't know if he follows it, but I follow it. So my daughter plays some pretty good softball. She's going to be a freshman in high school this year. She's number 66. So every time I get to lap 66, I always remember to try to get it from counting up to counting down. 35 to go.
Hey, it's a good time for this race too. I like that 35 range. That's when things are going to really start moving around. People are going to start getting aggressive when they're off strategy like they are. So.
Well, and we saw some of the checkups happening. You saw a bunch of neon drivers going from the top line to the bottom, and we know they're trying to save fuel, link up together. And it makes you wonder if those little bit of checkups and those guys coming down to the line, if that made a difference there, and maybe made that bundle in the back for McCarty to have to hit the brakes in St. John. We have seen the majority of our cautions are coming from the back.
Yes, all race long. And that was a comment that I had made earlier when the Wolfman was up front. I thought he was doing a great job, along with the rest of the guys up front, of really being patient and professional up there. And that comment that I was trying to make earlier when you were talking about the pizza man really has come full circle, just because that Domino's 22 has not made it back to the front after those issues that he had after starting so hot. So sorry about that, 22, if you hear this. I didn't mean to curse you, brother.
Yeah, he's currently sitting 30th. He is out of pit road. We have a couple guys still in the pits, look like Trey Spears. Well, let's look where these guys are at. You got a couple still sitting down. Michael Wolf is a lap down. Sylvain a lap down. Jake McCarty 3 laps down. Brad Young. Jake McCarty might be done for the night. He did use his fast repair.
I'll tell you this, you asked me who my favorite was earlier. I went with the boss man. If you were to ask me with 34 to go who my dark horse is, I think I would go ahead and put it on Wolf. If he can get that lap back, you never know. I don't know exactly how much damage he's got on his car at the moment. Think he should have been able to use a quick repair earlier. Should just be a lap down, and he should be fine if he can get back on there.
Well, the good news is for Michael Wolf, and I'm going to tell you, this is good news for him. His car looks clean, and he did not use his fast repair.
Hey, that's good news and great news right there.
So Michael Wolf does have a fast repair. And, man, I'll tell you, some of these guys, they have still not gone into pit. Brett Merle, Blaze Richardson, Cheeseburger Lawrence, Josh Hall, and Junior, which is Brian Merle Jr., and Sharon Hill. And Derek DeSilva on a 14-lap stint. As we are going green once again, we're going to have Merle next to Richardson for this restart. And a little bit calmer, but now the 11 really starting to put a gap there. Blaze Richardson going to drop to the bottom. He is going to take advantage of that. As we're going to get a camera shake here. They come to the backstretch. And I believe that was Brian Merle Jr. He did the 13 making his presence. He has moved to the high line. They're going to need a little bit of work.
They're going to need a lot of help. A lot of help. You got the 99 tucking in behind, and now he's going to abandon them. They are not in a good spot up there.
No, that outside line's definitely losing momentum. And I think it's that gap. If you look between St. John and the car in front of them, you can see that big gap right there. This could be what, St. John in the 6?
Yeah, and the 52 is not getting a push to join them either right now. They're too spread out. They can't get any help. Looks like the 21's coming up. Maybe he can hook up with him and get a little bit of a pull.
Well, and that's a driver they're going to need up there because Chris Akers is going to give that high side a push.
One thing I've learned watching that 21 tonight, this is my first time watching him. He don't care what line it is. He wants to go. He wants to be, he's patient about it. He knows what he's doing out there. But he ain't about fluffing around.
Well, one of the best things you get in this rookie this season is he doesn't care who you are either. If you're in front of him, you're getting pushed. He's not going to abandon you. He's going to push you.
Absolutely. That's a great point there, guy.
You've got those Starch Racing boys. They're trying to make their way up in the field. I believe they might try to abandon Starch Racing. I've heard some rumors, and that's okay. I can see they're going to need some team help. It's hard to get some team points in this league with only 2 drivers. right now, that high line starting to build a little momentum as we ride with Michael Wolff right now. Well, that's Michael Wolff right now that we're riding with. And Wolff still back there, still a lap down. He's going to need a little bit of help. But is sitting in the lucky dog position. So if he's able to keep it clean and another caution comes out, he will get that lap back.
I was going to say, and that seems like an inevitability. The problem is, when is it going to happen? Are these guys going to be able to keep it together for 20, 25 more laps? If that's the case, Domino's 22 has time.
Yeah, and this is definitely one of the biggest next-gen fields these guys have seen. So, you know, you get 10 cars, yeah, sure, you could drive right up through the front. But when you're sitting 30-plus cars, you do not have the same capabilities to try to make it through the field.
And for people who might be watching, who might be more familiar, oh, if he ain't careful, he's going to pop a tire, son. 6 up in the wall damn near.
You saw Chris Akers saw it. He dove to the bottom extremely quick. And here comes Robert Duvendak, his teammate, going to the high side.
The moves are on now. That high side's going to get strong.
The 6 definitely just gave Akers a big scare. Oh, the 6 now going to make contact.
We got problems.
They're coming back up on track, but it looks like everybody's good. We are staying green. Oh, they're still contacting. The 6.
I think they're settled down.
Oh, man. He is falling
that
way
front
back.
Group. Yeah, that front group. Look how far gone they are. Everybody's fanned out behind them. Just running into each other, and just maybe some nerves issues, maybe a little bit of lagging. I don't know, but this front group now is gone.
Well,
so
and they
if this race goes 28 laps.
Oh, if it goes 28 laps, this thing's going to come from this front pack, because that back pack, they are... Well, they might be closing the gap. Let's take a look here. They got a little bit of gap between them. There was a big checkup, but man, I don't see them, and that's going to be all the way back to include.
There's a huge pack.
Look at Team Neon and all of these guys back here.
Yeah, it's a huge pack back there, but it's disorganized, and I think there are enough cars up front to keep them away at the moment.
Right now, you've got 12 cars in this lead pack, and then 13 on back have broken off. 13 being led by Sharn Hill. They're 4 seconds back already. 12's Devin Zimmerman. He looks like he may have lost the pack. Oh, he's catching the tail end of it. But Sharn Hill and crew, well, you've got Wright brothers back here. You got Hill. They're going to need a little bit of work.
And this one's pushing Sean really hard, too.
Well, and look at this front pack. They are not as organized. You've got Duvendak and Chris Akers seeing a golden opportunity to try to run away with things, but nobody else really closing.
Absolutely. A few laps ago, I made the comment that the back didn't seem to be very organized. That is absolutely switched. There's nobody in line up front right now. Oh, here we go. They're all going to join in line here coming off of 2. But they have not done a good job of keeping their pack separate from that backpack and giving all of them a higher percentage chance to win. But I will add to the earlier statement that if it goes green all the way, that the winner will come from here, by saying if it goes green all the way, I will go out, buy a hat, and eat it, sir. I don't believe that's going to happen for a moment.
I don't know if we'll make it another 6 laps. You got 2 packs. The front, well, it's about to be a 3rd pack. As you see, these guys are starting to break backwards. 26 laps to go. They're currently sitting on 10-lap stints, so that's going to be a 35-lap run to get this thing done. I don't know if they can make it on gas at 75%. I think they can make it probably right around 30 to 35 maybe. It's going to be tight.
Either way you go, either you get a caution or you see this fuel run, you got drama here at the end of this race. Stay tuned, everybody. Tell your friends. Tell your wife. Get them all in here. This is going to be a good one.
Man, 3 individual packs, and if that back, let's go back and, you know what, we'll actually go to here to Sharn Hill, and he's going to be riding in that 5. Let me try to get a little something up for us here. How about that? That's pack number 2. That's the big pack we're talking about in the right-hand corner, being led by Sharn Hill.
This thing has really, really fanned out.
And we'll try to find a good camera angle that maybe we can get. There we go. We'll ride right in the nose of Sharn Hill to see where he's at. That is our current leader of that backpack. We don't really care much anything else, but we definitely want to keep an eye on that. That's got a lot of returning playoff drivers, a former champion, the reigning champion. And we'll see if they're able to close this up right now. It looks like they might be closing the gap a little bit.
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're going to end up catching this group, and we're going to have a mad dash to see who's going to be in what line. You're going to have guys going up and guys going down. It's going to be like traffic in Thailand, man.
And you know, we might be able to do one better here right now. Let's see. We'll do the leader. And let me see if I can find old Sharn Hill. He's in the 5, right?
Yes, he is.
Let's do a little show here. And a little compare. We'll move that iRacing out of there.
One thing I think that's interesting that you said earlier is, this is a big field. I think if you guys are out there and you're watching this stream and maybe you're more used to something like a NASCAR Heat 5 lobby, you can get that lucky dog back and you still have a real good chance. Like, if you get that lucky dog back, starting kind of about now, you still got a ton of work to do. If you get it about 7 laps from now or 12 laps from now, I mean, you're just going to be fighting to finish as well as you can. You're not going to be winning. You're too far back.
Well, I'll tell you what, these guys in this front pack doing a fantastic job of keeping the gap. They're still 5.8 seconds. You see it there on the screen.
It's pretty incredible. Well, not really when you look at it, because that second group doesn't have as many cars in it anymore. It's kind of turned into what a super speedway maybe was in the 90s. Before the restrictor plates and things. The 90s, the 80s, before the restrictor plates came along, and you just saw people going as fast as they kind of could. It fanned out a pretty good bit. And you got a 3-car breakaway up here at the top of the pack, front of the pack. It's really, really, really spreading out. It's looking a lot, kind of actually reminds me of some of those Dale Jr. wins at Talladega. He'd spread it out real far, and it would get all jumbled back up, and they still find a way to win. And that 21 is starting to remind me more and more of a Dale Jr. at a super speedway. He has killed it all day. And if there is one person who could come from 30th to first like Dale Jr. did, and I saw him do live, I don't know that was 30th, let me clarify that. I think that 21 could do it. He looks like he knows what he's doing out there today, and I've got him to win at this stage.
Man, at this point, and they've got a teammate with them. You see that Sharn Hill pack. They have hit lap traffic. That's either going to help them or kill them. They're going to have to get around it. The goal is to pick it up.
Just based on how the lap traffic is run tonight, it's not going to help them any. They got a 4-car pack right there trying to catch the leaders. There's separation between cars 2 and 3. I'm not liking it. They're going to need a caution. Right now, everybody's so fanned out, I'm starting to not see it.
Well, let's try to move around here, see if we can find some other drivers in that pack. There's the back bumper of Duvendak. We got to go way back here to Derek DeSilver, Zimmerman. These guys are way back. Oh, we're going to caution. It looks like Joe, I don't know if we're going to caution, but Joe Wright definitely going into the wall there. So far, so good. We do not have the caution, but that is going to break them apart even further. Now at an 8-second lap between Sharn Hill and Chris Akers.
Yeah, that's up about 2.5 seconds from where it was when you showed it last.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, D. Wright gets a meatball flag. That's probably going to end his night. He already used his fast repair. But in this wreck, we're going to switch to it real quick, take a look. This is the replay. This is going to involve a lot of neon drivers. Eddie Morris, D. Wright, Butchino, and
I'm
Mr. Joe
surprised
Wright.
that doesn't bring out a yellow. I'm surprised that doesn't bring out a yellow.
Well, in here, iRacing controls the yellows. And I think I don't know how, maybe because they are so spread out.
Could be.
But they
and
are
off the track, off the racing surface.
They are way off racing surface, and man, there is a gap. So that's 9 seconds. I don't think we need to watch that one anymore in the battle box.
I don't believe so. That's going up 1.2 seconds in 1 or 2 laps there. They are gone.
And it looks like Brian Merle Jr., he can close that. He's leading this thing out there. He's going to be the 13. So let's pull him up. And you can see 9.184, and it is just continuing. Chris Akers, Robert Duvendak. Duvendak picking up right where he left off last season. Akers, well, he is a workhorse in the super speedways, and that's showing right now. So we're going to get rid of this old battle box, and we're going to bring it back full screen. And without caution, you can see they're coming up on Wright Brother right now. They've got Adam St. John now going a couple laps down. He's going to dive to the bottom. Looks like one disappeared.
Ira Colehouse, let's call him out, man. He was in 32nd all night. Get up there in 9th place right there. Might I add, his name sounds like somebody who holds a track record at somewhere in Nebraska. He's got an impressive name, and he's had an impressive drive tonight coming from the back to be up here late.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're Ira right now, you're sitting back there in this pack that's kind of lost its groove. They're 9 seconds back still. Not enough laps remaining in this one, I don't think, to catch up. Right now, they'd have to gain over a second, about a second a lap, maybe a little under. And Robert Duvendak and Chris Akers aren't going to allow that to happen. They are going to need a caution. Now,
that link right there is at a man time.
Oof, they're flying, and Akers now has led 25 laps. I believe that's going to be 26 laps. I believe that's now going to be the most on the night. So he has led the most laps, followed by Brett Merle at 20. So Brett Merle could take some away, but he's sitting back there, and I think he's content sitting in this line. What I'm concerned about, these three up front, 21 laps. So if this thing stays green, they will be at 35 laps and maybe come across this line puttering.
If that. Especially if you're out there leading this thing right now. You got to be worried that 99 is... You got a situation here where it's like, oh, we got guys coming down pit road here from the top group.
Yeah, and those three are going to stay out.
Ducking down.
That's going to take a little bit of speed away from this front group.
I don't think enough, but I do think that they're going to run into a situation, especially without that help, where they're going to have to come down. They're just going to have to come down pit road here before this race ends. I don't see it.
And these two cars burning up a ton of gas. Looks like...
That's what I was going to say. You've got this situation where how the hell do you even get around these two teammates up here, as well as they're pushing and pulling, as well as they've got it put together, and as skilled as they obviously are on the wheel. And then you have two guys duck down pit road, and it's just impossible at that point. You're not going to get around them unless they're out of gas.
No, and it looks like Grayson Pate, he's also an ASR driver, so he's accustomed to working with these two. And I think they're going to be content. And right now, they're looking to put Devin Butchino down a lap. Well, and I don't know if that was a little bit of a block coming there from, was that the 6th throwing a block?
That was the 6th, I believe, throwing a block, unless he just was not paying attention and didn't realize the leaders were on him.
Well, Butchino now going to join.
Yeah, he was trying to use him to get around that car there. They're gone. Looks like he's being held up.
Man, this thing's all going to come down to the fuel. Was Duvendak and Akers able to save enough?
Well, to go. I like being that 10 car right now. I really do. You might be in the catbird seat with as much gas and two guys are burning. And we're burning because the 10 was not, if I'm not mistaken, third in line before those cars ducked down pit road.
He has not come up as a leader tonight. And that's going to be old Grayson Pate. He has 0 laps led, so he's never been up there. And right now might be sitting in the best position. And I know the 99 and the 21 are teammates and they're friends, but I'd be interested to see if this thing goes green all the way, if they come across to that checkered and the 99 doesn't try to dip low on them. We saw the 99 once win a championship on the 21 by pulling off that move with the last second low dip. We almost saw it 2 seasons ago, and well, the 21 blocked it up. He knew it was coming, so it's going to be interesting.
I tell you, you can talk strategy, you can talk about it's a race, but in my experience, even out there on the street, somebody rides your bumper that long, that close, they want to round you eventually. You might be best friends, but watch out.
And then you got to look at the other part of it. There's some good racing coming up, some good drivers, and a win does get you into the playoffs locked in. This could be quite interesting to see. Do these guys just try to ride it out with a 1, 2, 3, knowing that those points are going to mean so much? And right now, the rest of the field, they're 11 seconds back.
And if somebody does win from start here, they have every opportunity to help the teammate get into the playoffs. It's a load off, as you all know, being race fans, to get into the playoffs, the first race of the season. You can help your teammates, you can help your friends, you don't have to worry about yourself, you can worry about being fast.
Man, I'll tell you one thing, though, you're not going to want to see if you're the 21, the 99, or the 10, and that is yellow.
No.
Keep that yellow away. Oh, they're coming in.
Oh!
They did not have the gas, but they have a pretty good lead here.
And they've waited long enough that they don't need to take as much fuel as the guys who came down a few laps ago did. Let's see if that helps.
This is going to be a splash and go. We're going to keep on them until a leader takes over. Ira now the new leader. But with that, Ira's on a 27 lap, so they need to stay in front of Travis Burton, who should have enough gas. He pit 4 laps ago. And
now
right
think about it. We said earlier. Go ahead, brother.
Well, right now, Akers coming out in that 10th position with Duvendak in 11th. They're coming out with that 0 lap. They're starting fresh. Everybody in front of them, 26, 27 lap run. They do not have the gas to make this.
Probably not, but the one thing I could say about Ira is we discussed earlier how he's ran in the back all day. So he might have been saving more. We'll see if he can get him to the end. I doubt it.
It's just such a long run. And when you have those 2 leaders pitting in, you saw how hard they were pushing. It was going to be real tight on gas for Duvendak and Chris Akers. They're going to look to try to link up again. And right now, 4/10 separating them. Here they come. Grace and Pate able to stay with them. Great job by those 3 coming out together.
Absolutely. That was perfectly done. They've linked, but then maybe linked back up a little later than they would have liked to, but they got linked back up. Well done.
Well, this is the pack we're now watching. This is going to have Ira, Carlton Charles, Jacob Greenlee, Eddie Morris, Zimmerman, Ryan Gomes, Matt Allen, Zach Cox, Balenciaga. So those 9 drivers are on this long run. In your current lead pack. And we'll try to get that interval back up for you guys. We'll put that gap back up. And that interval.
A couple guys coming down pit road there as well from that group. 7.
And that's the other thing we're going to have to watch. As their group breaks apart, are they going to be able to push as hard as what Chris Akers and Robert Duvendak were pushing?
We got 5 to go, coming to 4.
And I would be amazed if they have the gas here. Akers already up to 8th. I think they've kind of made their bed, though. I don't think you can pit in.
Yeah, I think they're going to be trying to make it to the end here. Akers is up to 8th, Duvendak in 9th. I didn't quite catch the interval there as it flashed across the screen, but they are making headway there.
Currently 22 seconds. 22 seconds back, but they've got the gas. And I think if you're these leaders right now, you're about half throttle in it. You're not. They're going 187, 188, 186, whereas you've got the other back of that field. They're still in the 190s.
And if they do run out of gas on a track this big, I mean, they're going to get walked down. 22 seconds is nothing. That's half a lap. A little bit less.
And here comes another one down pit road. And Ira
As they
doing
lose
a good
more
job.
momentum.
Well, and Ira's doing a pretty good job. He's being smart here. He's using that 3-car pack in front of him. So they're setting the pace. And Ira's just kind of going along for the ride.
Sitting there, like you said earlier, in that 4th spot in line.
Chris Akers, Duvendak now move up into 6th. More cars have pit. I believe this pack, to include Eddie Morris, Devin Zimmerman, Ryan Gomes, they have made their bed.
Coming to 2.
Eddie Morris to the lead. Ira looks to be out of gas with 2 laps. So this is going to be Eddie Morris up there.
It's going to put Akers in 5th, I believe.
Eddie Morris on a 32-lap stint. He's going to be coming in a sputter.
Halfway around to the white.
Akers now up to 4th. They're still way back. They're 20 seconds back. So you come to this white flag, Eddie Morris might be able to kind of coast around as long as he can. He's got 20 seconds to try to make up as much ground. This is going to be tight.
As long as he doesn't run out of gas, you know, before about turn 3, where you can, you know, kind of use some of the banking to drive down and maybe get some fuel back in that cell, he should be fine. But if he runs out of gas early on this bell lap.
Well, here we go. We have the white flag out. Eddie Morris still seems to be under power.
Oh, there he goes. No.
And Eddie coasting.
Yeah, we might have the 5 taking the win here.
Oh, the 5's a lap down right now.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry.
It is Eddie Morris. Gomes, Zimmerman.
Apologies, guys. Oh, Lord.
They're going to try to get rally behind it. Here comes Eddie Morris to the line. Gomes gets turned. It is Eddie Morris, Ryan Gomes, and Devin Zimmerman. Akers and Duvendak take 4th and 5th. They come putting across the line. What a finish. I cannot believe they make it. 33-lap stint.
And Duvendak gets around Akers. I believe you did say that, but that's pretty cool. I followed him the whole way, pushed his teammate, and right at the end, he gets around, like we said. Shame it's not for the win, but hell of a win there.
And they both take a top 5 finish. But heck of a job by Eddie Morris. His teammates absolutely get obliviated onto a backstretch. They all have to pit early. Eddie Morris survives it and somehow coasts his way. Came in 2nd last night spinning. Tonight he's just putting in. And with that, we'll head to commercial and let him celebrate.
Sure.
All right, and we're back. Eddie Morris, you see him, gets across, has no big gas line left here. I'm looking for Mr. Devin Zimmerman. Let me get him in here. Finish third. Devin, you got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Man, able to get past it, sputtering around the track, taking a 3. How we feeling?
Lucky.
And tell me about it. How were we feeling coming in those last couple of laps? Walk us through it with the fuel.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be close, so I was just trying to hang on to the coattails of whatever group I was in, and I got shuffled out a couple of times, and I think that's where I used a little too much to try and get back in line and keep up. But yeah, ran out on the back stretch and just kind of got out of the way, coasted around, and was able just to creep by the start finish. So I'll take it. Coming from the back because I couldn't make the duels last week. So coming from the back, this is a good result.
Man, you definitely got to be happy with it. Looks like Ryan Gomes, Eddie, they were in the same situation as you, came puttering, and it looks like the field kind of pushed you and helped you guys get across the line and hold off Duvendak and Chris Akers, who surged way ahead after a huge break in the field, man. So congratulations. Starting off this season off right with a top 3, so you're going to have some pretty good points going on, and you battled all the way back with the lack of dual participation. But, man, congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, and here, before we let you get out of here, I know you guys celebrating. I think I pulled you out of Tank Racing. You guys, a bunch of, a rookie class coming in, put on a hell of a performance. But, man, before I let you out, we always end things here with the floor is yours. Give you an opportunity to thank family, friends, your sponsors, and anybody else watching out there.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate it. Yeah, big shout out to Tank Racing. I know a couple of our teammates couldn't be here tonight, but they should be making it for some of the rest of the season. So, yeah, I'd like to thank all of them. Derek was here tonight, so appreciate all of them and what they do. We had a good night, or tried to have a good night last night in the trucks, and it worked out well for a couple of us. And then we have another decent night tonight. Derek was kind of on the wrong side of the fuel strategy and had to pit with I think 5 to go, so he ended up 14th, but or 15th. But I just I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to go in one extra time and see if I can make it, and just barely did. But yeah, this OnTick Ford Mustang is pretty good, and yeah, shout out to OnTick, 100 in Anesthesia, Healthcare Billing, and Common Sense Supplements. Appreciate all of them sponsoring the tank cars this season. But yeah, shout out to all the people watching. We can't do this without an audience, and it's nice to have people that follow and cheer us on. That's always a good thing. I know my mom's out there watching, so appreciate that. And yeah, appreciate you guys up here in the booth for putting on the show.
Well, Devin, next week we head to Auto Club, so we'll see if you're able to repeat it and get your way back into the top 3. But again, man, congratulations and a heck of a start to Season 8.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, David, good run, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Old Cat 55, Guy and Blake in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha. Tony Starch, how we doing?
Man, I'll tell you what. You're doing better than Starch Racing, because they had to pit, and somehow you guys gimped your way to the finish of this thing, man. And how much fuel do we have left?
I don't know how much I had there at the end. I think I was at 1.2 crossing the line for the white, and I seen Trey there, and I just told him, hey, let's do it. I go, I'm gonna use up everything I got to try to get by him, and yeah, lap traffic definitely made it interesting there.
Well, it was definitely a heck of a run. The field got split up pretty quickly, and really had 3 cars out in front. They eventually had to go and pit in. You guys stayed out, went on a huge long run, and man, I know last night we got in some door dingers and Starch Racing, which is where you race over in the trucks. It wasn't the greatest night. I think we could have had a little better, man, but tonight you rebound and you come in with that track house and take away a second. So congratulations, and I'm glad you're up here.
Yeah, thanks, boss. No, it was just, yeah, I kind of made up my mind to go in, and I seen the Neon Boys come in to top off too. I go, okay, I'm just going to stick behind one of them and just ride behind them the whole time and just watching the fuel. And I seen everybody start getting split, and Eddie was the lone survivor up there. So I just tucked in behind him and figured it'd be a 2-horse race there at the end. And sure enough, it was.
Wow. It was definitely a heck of a run, man. And again, congratulations. You're kicking off season 8 right where you left off season 7. Your time's coming. I know you're going to get that checkered once, and I think it's going to happen this season. I've been watching the last couple years, and each season you just keep getting better and better. So keep putting in the work. Next week we're going to head to Auto Club. How are we feeling about that?
Good. One of those tracks that I hated at first, and you follow Dev around a little bit, learn how to run that place, and I'm really looking forward to it next week, especially if we got the car count like this. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun race.
Well, and it was huge, and I know you're a veteran. You've been here a couple seasons. How about that car count? Surrounded with a bunch of rookies. Started it off a little rough, and man, you got that many next gens on a track, things can get interesting quickly. But you guys settled down. How are we looking with those car counts? How you liking them?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, there's still a learning curve who does what, and there's still some veterans out there to make some bad decisions at times, but yeah, it's going to be a fun year. If we could hold a car count, even if we can keep it above 20 some, that's going to be awesome for some of these tracks we're going to, especially Iowa.
No, man, this Iowa. Well, I might take the week off in Iowa, but man, great job. Second place finish. You know how we're going to leave off. Floor's yours.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank Devin, Eddie, Hartney, all those guys, Sylvan over there, SCSRA. It's kind of speaking for itself what they're doing. Good to see this growing, and the racing being as clean as it is. I don't know if my parents were watching or if my brother, unfortunately, couldn't race tonight. If he was watching, he'll be back out here. I'm sure he'll be a contender before it's over. But yeah, and just congratulations, Eddie. I knew I was going to follow him, and yeah, I wanted to beat him there at the end, but I'm glad he made it in. So,
well, brother, next week Auto Club. Hope to see you up here again. Again, congratulations, and we will catch you next Tuesday in the trucks.
Thank you, sir.
And finally, well, let's see if we can even find him. There he is. Eddie, the Fried Piper Morris coming in. You see Eddie down there with that Morris Customs jumpsuit waving that checkered flag. And he has officially won the first and hopefully only Tammy Strong 500.
For sure. We can still have the Tammy Strong, but we just need to add
we want to change the
remission,
color. The remission Strong.
Accomplished. We want to get that sticker back on the car.
100%.
So yeah, man, for sure. Glad to win this. Hey, it was crazy, man. But yeah, hopefully we can get those stickers back on there. So definitely shout out to her before we get things kicked off here. If you don't know, get with Dev. He'll tell you the story. It's not really my place to, but just know that they need, a lot of support and everything, and hope, she can kick its ass again. So.
That's it. And we see the picture. We know Miss Tammy's a fighter. She's going to keep kicking ass and taking names. And, man, I'll tell you what. You almost pulled yourself a Sharn Hill. I'll just say it. How do we look on gas there?
0.1 when I crossed the line for the checkers.
Heck of a job. I'll tell you what. You guys had to have been sitting back there watching Akers and Duvendak. They were running away with this thing. They had Grayson Pate up there with them. And then that last-minute pit, I said, man, they didn't have the gas. Well, the next group have it, and you saw half that group. They pit in with maybe 2 to 3 to go. And I said, okay, is Eddie going to make it? It's got to be close. And Eddie Morrison fashion comes across, takes the checkered flag after finishing second last night in the Truck Series. So, congrats.
Thanks, man. Love this place. A lot of my wins come here. Really enjoy this type of racing. Really do. It's more fun when you can get with people that can run 3 wide the whole race and, not have crazy stuff to deal with. But, this ain't a super speedway league, so we can't really expect that. but it is fun when you get with the right group of guys for sure. Overall, proud of the guys, man. We had that long green flag run at the end. A lot of cars. So can't really be mad there. So don't, if you're watching and you're a new guy, don't take the previous words that I just said out of context, because I'm not dogging anybody. It was definitely a couple cautions at the beginning, and then everything cleaned itself up at there towards the end. So, you know, as an admin, I'm proud to see that for sure. So shout out to everybody that was here tonight and cleaning it up there at the end. Man, these super speedway races, I fucking love them, man.
Man, 35 cars. It's definitely a lot of next gens on the track. I've been up here all night broadcasting with Blake, and we said, man, there's no way this thing finishes green. There's no way it finishes green. And then we saw the separation. I'm like, I still don't think it finishes green. I think it, a couple laps, someone in one of these packs is going to make a mistake. And I thought it was actually going to be your teammates. They got into a jumbled mess and somehow all kept it off the track. Everyone stayed under speed. They get back on the track. Everything's fine. They stay green, man, and it allows Eddie Morris to come all the way back and get a big win to open up season 8. So
yeah, I think D Wright fell asleep at the wheel there. I don't know.
He might have been. D's had a rough couple nights, man. He's had a rough couple nights. I think he might be ready to get out of the super speedways, and that's saying something if you know a Wright brother.
For sure, man. Yeah, because that was crazy, man. Like when you got your teammates around you in one of these things, you feel like you're on top of the world, and then you see their numbers getting smaller in that relative, and you kind of feel helpless again, because if you run a lot of these things, you can't do it on your own for sure. And when everybody started pitting there, man, like I kept an eye on the leaders, and we were in one pack, and we ended up catching another pack before all that stuff happened. And then we started losing the leaders, and finally we were like, let's go. And then all that shit happened, and it was a mess for them. I got my 4X from there, unfortunately, but I'm not going to complain, man. A win locks you in, so I can't complain there. Just sucks for the stat book, because Devin's a stat guy, and I like to try to beat him on any of the stats that I can. I mean, it's not many, but I try, But so yeah, it sucks there, but it's all good. Man, when those people started pitting, when the lap started winding down there, kept getting up further and further. I looked down, I was in third, and first and second said they couldn't make it. And man, that whole run, man, whenever I lost my team, I was just, like I said, I felt like a sitting duck. So I was like, I don't think I ever hit 100% throttle. It was around 70 to 80%, had to have been. And man, like I said, those guys started going in, and first and second said they had to pit, and they were pitting that lap. So I just backed it up so I could get a run coming off of 4, that way I wouldn't get totally left by the cars in front of them. And I guess essentially island hopping, kind of saved my ass tonight and saved me enough gas to come home with a win.
It sure did, man. You made the adjustment, and you brought home the big win, which means already Eddie Morris locked into the playoffs. So
let's go.
Let's start it off right. Eddie Morris back in the playoffs, looking for another championship run. See if he can get it back and steal it from his teammate.
Right.
Well, man, it's been a fun night. It was good racing. We had fun up in the booth. Saw some really good action. But before we let you out of here, how we're gonna leave things off, man. Floor's yours.
For sure, man. Like I said earlier, shout out to Tammy, Dev's mom. We love you. We're fighting with you. You have our support. So go ahead and, let you know, you got this. Shout out to Dev Sports Cards for being the series sponsor. Got Christmas coming up. I'm sure there's, other holidays and stuff in between, birthdays and stuff like that. If you need any sports memorabilia, hit my guy up over at Dev Sports Cards on eBay, and I'm sure he'll get you situated. And if you don't have what you want, just let him know. I'm sure he can look for it. I'm sure he's got some connections. So definitely give him a shout. Got a shout out to the Truck Series sponsor, Blue Team Alpha. We appreciate those guys coming on board this season. Shout out to Morris Customs for these sick paints and the awesome graphics you see for the most part, except for the overlays that guy has. So I guess like the points and stuff. So I can't really take credit for what you're doing. So like the points overlays and stuff like that. So and then these paints. So shout out to Morris Customs at Facebook, Morris Customs. Shout out to my teammates, man. Like I said, I was feeling pretty good with those guys up there around me. Felt like we had a really good shot at it. We had a really good strategy. Just weren't there when it mattered. For the most part, Joe really helped there. Had a run, man. I looked back and seen Ryan was like 0.1 on me, and I was like, oh shit, he's for the win too. And about that time, before I even said anything, Joe went up. I think he was trying to get by Sharn, and that just opened the hole, and I was like, ooh, let's go.
Let's go. Let's coast it on in here.
Right. So yeah. So shout out to my teammates. Shout out to Devin. He was caught up in that. Him, Joe, D. Wright, and Hartney. Solid run. I'm not sure where everybody else finished, but I did my part for the team points this week. So
You did your job. You can keep it.
for sure.
Man, well, Speed Week officially over for now. We get to come back to more Speed Weeks this season.
Well, yeah, we still got what, 2 more of these?
We sure do. We still got two more Degas coming our way. So, but before we do, we're going to Auto Club next week, so we're going to get back to the grinding of racing and take away from the Speed Week and really start seeing some strategies and some good driving. We'll see which drivers got the wheels to keep up with Eddie Morris up there in the front.
Right. I just want to be up there with a chance, man.
That's it, brother. That's all you got to ask for. Me, I'll be in the back. I'm slow as hell in the truck, so I'm there. I'm just there to
If you want to work on a track, you let me know.
I'll work on the track all the time. I'll work with you. But all right, well, Eddie, I'll let you get back out. I probably got to go play some video games, shoot some people. It's about that time.
About that time.
It is about that time. So again, congratulations, and you're the official first driver locked into the playoffs.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right. All right, Blake. Anything else for the viewers before we get out of here?
Yeah, buddy. I just want to say, man, thank you guys for having me again. And if you guys out there are praying people, you pray for our troops, you pray for Miss Tammy. And if you see cancer out there walking these damn streets, I apologize, Miss Tammy, but you whoop its lily ass for us.
Man, you can't say it any better than that. That's going to be it from us. You will catch David Hartney, I believe, Thursday. We are back under season. He's got a job to do Thursdays. And then it'll be me or Hartney on Sunday. Might even have a little Blake appearance throughout the week. We're going to see where he goes. And we'll find out. ASR is starting a progression series Friday. Some may broadcast, some may not. It's going to be a little so we can kind of do some training. And then, of course, we will be right back at it Tuesday and Wednesday night at Auto Club. We will catch y'all next week. And y'all stay safe. God bless.